Things have been going well for Silak and the Firebrands. The slaughter of the worthless villagers who dared to kill one of the tribesmen was just the start of their bloody rampage through the countryside. They do meet some resistance, though, in the form of cowardly soldiers who use tricks and ambushes, proving their weaknesses. Eventually, the tribe claims a distillery to provide valuable vodka for the war effort. But Silak has another vision, a dream of a cave on the coast with a man sticking a pig with a rapier. Silak arranges to meet the tribe in 3 weeks' time at their distillery and sets off in search of the sea cave with his slave in tow. Eventually he finds a boat with a sleeping man whom Silak promptly slaughters. But soon he gets the feeling it may not have been the course of action Varasi intended him to take. And so we take our leave, Silak pondering what to do next. Will he regain the favour of Varasi? Will he bring doom and fear in preparation of the arrival of Varasi forces? Find out next time on Dicing with Death.
Hey everybody, and welcome, oh my god, what just happened here, to Dicing with Death. There we go.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing today, Ryan?
Doing well. Doing well. Are we having technical difficulties?
We were very temporarily. Now everything
Only
is
always.
hunky-dory. Yeah. So, welcome back to Dicing with Death, everybody.
I tried to listen to the recap, but failed. I caught the very end, so you may need to remind me where we are.
Well, let's talk about what happened. You guys invaded a town, I believe, murdered some people, got some vodka.
Yeah, those two little, maybe even 3 villages.
Yeah. Then you tried to...
Hey, Scott.
You guys can see... Well, I guess you guys can't...
Scott Bro in his natural habitat.
Yeah.
Shh.
So you guys
disturb the Scott Bro.
You guys stopped to raid the road, but your party of hobgoblins got ambushed by some people that were kind of expecting you and waiting for you, had been prepped in a cart. You weren't there for that. And then you went back and you raided another nearby town. And the hobgoblins were going to go south of the main road, and you decided to go north to go figure out what that vision was about in those caves.
Yeah.
Or that cave with the man and the pig.
Yeah, stuck pig. I found a boat with a pig insignia on it, and I found some men, one of whom I murdered before.
You killed one, another ran away, burned the boat, got a slave.
The impression that it wasn't the man I was supposed to kill, but he was weak.
Yeah, whatever.
Definitely not in Varasi's favor if he was that easy to put down in his sleep.
Yeah. So what is your plan now? You still have
And then at the very end of last session, I animated my holy symbol.
Oh, that's right. You animated your creeping claw.
Yes, using the ritual instilled in me from Varasi. So yeah, I'm trying to remember. There was I was like trying to chase down and track the man that escaped and bumbled and failed. I think I wound up wandering up a little ways up the beach.
Yeah.
Stay away from the... I mean, so where I guess set the scene. Where are we off? Is it, like, what time of day is it? I can't remember if I decided to camp or if...
It's been a few days.
Where I decided to camp. It's been a few days since the incident at the cave.
No, it's been a few days since you left your hobgoblins. I think we ended that day. You walked up the road a little bit and then called it.
And I think I walked back, right, and did the ritual.
You're on the beach somewhere.
Okay.
The exact location doesn't really matter for our purposes today.
Right. Sounds good. All right, and in that case, so what time of day is it?
We'll just come back in some morning. Let's say you did your ritual and then went to bed that night.
Okay, so we probably camped a little ways away from that cave in case
Yeah.
any of the smugglers who use it come back. All right. So dawn breaks. I have a memory full of spells, so no need to pray. Plus, I probably just spent a good deal of time in communication with Barassi regarding the ritual. So
Yeah. Did you expend any of your spells?
no, I got Cure Light Wounds, Cause Fear, Call Upon Faith.
Did you want to
Memory.
expend your Cure Light Wounds? I think there was some. What's your
I'm
HP
at
at?
full.
All right. And what's your experience at?
We didn't get experience last time.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to dish that out now or just do it.
I'll roll it into today's experience.
I don't think I'll level up. I'm at 550/500 out of 1250/1500. I am a multi-classed
Right.
priest.
Yeah. We'll just roll it in later.
So I'm about 1,000 XP from leveling up.
No, you're 2,000 XP from leveling up.
Um,
Oh no, you're 750.
probably like 1,500 divided by 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Cool. So on the beach west of Redport, shall we? I hear that Tabletop Audio and Roll20 have
They
improved
have
functionality.
merged.
Are they planning to improve functionality, or is that already better?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how functionality works. Because I'm on. Here we go. Add track from Tabletop Audio. Fantastic.
So shout out to Tabletop Audio and Roll20.
Now, while I had absolutely nothing to do with this merger, I want to take full credit for it, if you guys don't mind. Okay. So, you're down by the beach. You've got your half-elf slave with you.
Yes, she still has the shackles around her neck, but she's been carrying her own chain. Under the assumption that if she tries to run, there will be a bolt in her back.
Yes, or a creeping creeping claw on her leg.
All of the above. Yes, she probably witnessed that ritual.
Yes, she did. And what was the command that you're not giving it?
This is there's no instruction. This is I have to manually control.
Okay. There we go. Cool. So you've got a claw.
Yeah. So I think I will wander west a mile or so back to the cave just to check and see if anything has happened in the night or so. Since I murdered and burned everything.
Oh, my dice rolls are showing up.
They were smuggling halfling feet, which I wasn't able to piece together why. I tried to sacrifice them to Barassi, and she was not too pleased with the sacrifice.
I don't remember her being displeased.
She was displeased about something. It wasn't entirely clear.
I think she was displeased about your not using the boat that you found appropriately. But she gave you kind of a shitty vision, so maybe that's her fault. Maybe the two of you need to coordinate a little bit better.
Yeah, well, I'm a level 1 priest. My divine communication spells are pretty minimal.
Yeah. So
the cave.
Yes.
How does it look? I mean, does it look like it's...
It looks the same as you left it. There's so charred boat partially there. Yeah. No one's around. Just you and your slave. As you guys wake up, she goes down to the seashore to collect some shellfish or whatever she can find to try and make some food. As of late, she's been kind of going out of her way to be a little bit more useful, it seems. You're not sure why, but you are free to give any speculations you may have.
She's seeing the light, or rather the darkness, submitting herself to Verasi.
To the taint of Verasi.
Or maybe she's just looking out for her own self-interest.
Perhaps.
So after breakfast, we break camp and then head back to the cave. And it sounds like we don't see anything. It sounds like no one's been there, at least to my... You know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to spend the day at the cave. And I'm going to use my set snares proficiency to make a man trap in the cave.
A man trap, you say?
A man trap.
What sort of man are you trying to catch?
Whoever happens to investigate the cave. So I'll probably do like a pit trap. So like dig out the sand and cover it up with like I'll like collect nearby brush, like cover it up and then put a thin layer of sand over the top. Like a concealed pit in the sand inside the cave. So if someone were to come along...
How long would that take you?
Let's consult the player's handbook.
You know, I need to go grab my dice. I actually left them in Scopera's room. Hold on.
Proficiencies. And set snares, blah, 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 simple. Thief characters can also attempt to rig man traps. This can involve such things as crossbows, deadfalls, spiked springboards. Procedure's the same as that for setting a large snare. The DM must...
Dice acquired. Okay.
Okay. All right, so thieves are the only characters that can create man traps.
Correct.
But it's follows the same rules. Proficiency check must be rolled when the snare is constructed, and every time the snare is set. Failed means it doesn't work.
But there's a time for man traps, isn't there?
Character can also attempt to set snares for a larger creature, so man trap would be included in that, which gives a -4 penalty.
To your proficiency check?
Yeah, for large traps. Setting a small strip snare takes 1 hour. Larger trap requires 2 to 3 people. Only one need have the proficiency and 2d4 hours of work. So I will need my slave's help. Setting a man trap requires 1 or more people, depending on its nature, and 1d8 hours of work. So let's roll that d8 and that proficiency check.
Please give me both.
Are 20 plus 15 minus 4 for the man trap. 29.
Nice.
And it takes us 2 hours. So...
Are both of you working on it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It says 1 or more people.
Yeah, I was going to let you prepare it on your own or with the slave, cut the time in half.
Okay, it's only an hour. So maybe I happen upon some really good branches for concealing the pit, and maybe some good.
Yeah, you've got the leftover
spikes.
planks from that ship that you can use.
The charred out planks from the.
Mm-hmm. And you can set them so they're like just sticking into the sand, but not really holding, and then you put a thin layer of sand on top of them, and they just, any weight on them whatsoever, and they'll just.
And I'll drag the body into the cave on the other side of the pit. So
nice.
Whoever goes in to inspect the body falls in onto a pit of spikes. So it's probably a relatively shallow. I don't know, a couple of feet deep, but spikes on the bottom. So enough of a fall to impale and kill any one-hit die man.
Okay,
so I
we're
sharpen sticks at the bottom into spears.
So the pit's like 3 or 4 feet deep then.
Yeah, probably more like 4.
Okay.
Less than 10. There's not going to be. I don't think I could dig a.
You'd hit the water table way too soon. Yeah.
So like a 4-foot drop on. So I'm thinking spear damage, maybe a couple of spear damage. Maybe you roll several rolls to hit with spears if someone falls into it, and see how many spikes they get impaled on?
But you're not actually. You don't have spears down there. What are you using for spikes?
Sharpened sticks, I was imagining, or sharpened spikes.
Yeah.
It doesn't give any suggestions. It says
I'm gonna say falling into a spike pit from less than 10 feet is going to be like 2d4 damage.
Okay, and if I can, maybe they're like barbed or intertwined. They're a mangled mess of spikes, so that like it'd be difficult to work your way out. Maybe not as I mean, it's not going to be as damaging as spears, but probably like falling into like a pit of brambles or spines or
yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Right. So you make this trap. Is it directly in front of the cave? Like you can't get into the cave without going through the trap?
Yeah, I think that's my idea. I mean, it's yeah. If I could cover the entire cave entrance, I don't know how wide the cave was.
It's not terribly wide, maybe 5 feet across.
Yeah, so it probably covers the entire entrance. Maybe I left like a 6-inch gap on the edge or something like that, so that I could slip in to the cave if I so desired. But I think it would take a thief using a detect traps or whatever to.
Yeah. So what? Now that you've set this trap, what do you want to do with it? I mean,
I put it in my pocket and I take it with me. I mean, I'll come back, I guess, and check on it and see if any of the smugglers came back to the cave.
Okay.
But for now, I think I was planning on being done with the cave, but I had that stroke of inspiration. So man trap set, I will leave the cave behind, and I'm going to head east along the bluffs towards Redport.
Okay. East along the bluffs towards Redport.
With Lady Elf in tow.
Oops, that's not the right dice. I need percentile dice. Let's see how these roll.
Neil, I think you've got our cams switched.
Uh-oh. Nope, our cams are correct.
Okay. Quit lying, soldier.
They are correct in all accounts. I think they have switched from how they used to be. I think you used to be on the left and I used to be on the right with the old overlay, but with the new overlay, our names have been switched, so it is correct. Anyway, you head along the bluffs towards Redport. Off in the distance, you see a flock of goats being herded by what looks to be 2 adolescent youths. At this distance, it's kind of hard to tell if they're both male or both female or one of each. But they're wearing pants and shirts. They're not wearing like typical feminine clothing. And they seem to have a little sheepdog with them to herd the goats.
All right. I nod to the elf to follow me. I pull my hood over my head, shrouding my face so that at least it's not obvious that it'll be obvious that I'm 6.5 feet tall, but not that I'm orange-skinned and a hobgoblin.
Yeah.
And I will start loading a bolt into my crossbow as surreptitiously as is possible and approach these boys.
We don't really have stealth checks in this game.
I don't even know that I'm really stealth. The only stealthy thing I'm doing is loading the crossbow and keeping it like slung behind my shoulder, but
okay.
So I don't think I think the boys will probably see us approaching, but they won't. I'm hoping that they won't see me shooting them with the crossbow until they're getting shot. My pickpocket is only 15, if that's the relevant skill to conceal this crossbow loading.
You could have. You're far enough out that you could have loaded the crossbow already.
Okay. Oop, gotta delete this sack of halfling feet.
So you see the 2 boys or girls or the 2 youths out there with their goats. One of them points towards you. They both look at you, and you are
I
6.5 foot tall orange hobgoblin, right?
Yes, but I'm concealed in the black robe, black cloak,
Okay.
and
Still,
accompanied by
yeah.
the elf.
What is your demeanor as you walk? Are you moving quickly, or are you moving slowly?
If they make eye contact, I will wave in as friendly a manner as possible.
Are your hands gloved?
Um, I
Don't think so.
Think so. I
Okay.
don't have gloves on my character sheet. I mean, that would be included in clothes, but
All right.
so,
One of them starts to wave
My
back.
intention is to okay. If I get within like 60 yards, I'm just gonna fire a bolt.
No, at 100, you're at 100 yards when this waving is going on. You wave. One of them waves back. The other pauses, grabs his friend's hand, or his brother's hand, or his sister's hand, or her brother or sister's hand, whatever. Grabs him, yanks the hand down, and then turns and drags the other guys. They start to run.
I take a shot.
Okay, 100 yards.
Just hell of it. I'm not really that interested in murdering these people, but 19.
That is a critical hit.
May not be interested in murdering these people, but it's going to happen. All right, so that is.
Do you have a target between the two of them that you're trying to hit?
I don't know if I can even tell them apart.
Okay.
Like they're both puny humans, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, 9 points of damage.
The target slumps over, well, kind of just falls forward on his face in the ground.
Yeah, and I'm actually probably more interested in the elf's reaction to witnessing this. I didn't say a thing. I just gestured her to follow me, and then poor boy where he stands.
She is standing behind you.
Mm-hmm. Right. And then I'm going to reload and shoot one of the goats.
Okay. The other boy is fleeing. The dog is barking. The goats are kind of being herded after the boy, but the boy is outrunning the goats as the dog desperately tries to circle them together and herd them that direction.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You can chase them down if you'd like.
No.
Okay.
I'll let him run until this. Yeah, I'll shout as he. I'm casually walking. I have movement rate 9, so I'm not in any position to run him down. But I'll shout in guttural hobgoblin tongue after him some threat.
Nice. Okay.
Rossi is coming for you. And yeah, I'll strut over, shoot a goat on the way.
Okay, give me another roll to hit.
Oh, shit. That last one was still a hit, but there would have been a -2 for range, I think.
Yeah, but you would have had a +2 for back attack.
Okay. 13 versus goat.
Goat AC is 13. You hit.
4 points of damage.
It does not kill the two hit die goat.
All right. Then I'll try and break into a little bit of a jog and get another shot at the same goat if I can.
Okay. They quickly pull away. The goats and the dog and the men are all faster than you because you've got movement rate 9, right?
Yeah. The maimed goat continues to move with the rest of the herd.
It does.
There goes dinner, I say dejectedly in common.
You hear an audible sigh of relief from the girl behind you.
All right. I approach the fallen body of the child. Does the elf follow closely, or does she steer clear of the dead human?
She follows and kind of... She's holding her own chain still, right?
Mm-hmm.
She stays 10 feet away.
Yeah, I think I had instructed her to stay within 15 feet.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I will approach the child and kneel beside it, or adolescent. How big is this human?
Looks to be a female youth of 14 years.
All right. I pull out a dagger and remove her right hand at the wrist.
And
I
hack his hand off.
Her hand off?
Her hand off.
Yeah. And mutter a prayer to Verasi and stick the hand in my bag.
Okay. What do you have a tool to hack the hand off?
I have 4 steel daggers.
That'll do it. It takes you a few minutes,
I
but
only need one of them.
You remove the hand and stick it in your bag?
Yeah, stick the bleeding stump in my bag.
Ugh. Ugh. Okay.
Oh, come on. The shit we've dealt with on this show.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. This is the worst thing we've ever done, Ryan. Anyway, so you take this bag, take the hand, put it in the bag. The rest of the flock has fled. The kid is gone. The goat is gone, and you get the feeling that they will probably be getting to civilization and saying something to someone.
Yeah, I didn't intend to get distracted. I kind of wanted to see. Have I ever seen Redport Keep? Probably, right?
Yeah, from a distance. You've never seen it up close and personal.
How far off is it? Can I see it from here, or it's still?
No, it's like a day and a half away. In theory, you could get to it in one day if you booked it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 25 miles out, or you would guess it to be about 25 miles out.
All right. Okay. All right. I mutter a last word to Verasi. My queen, I return the soul to Felumbra in your name. But
even though you don't get any feelings from her, you know she would be pleased by this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Soul goes back to Felumbra, but the body is
Verasi's yours.
to command.
Yes. So you're walking along the bluffs in the direction of Redport Keep for a little while.
Yeah, I sort of steer clear. So I try to imagine if the other shepherd runs to get help and brings him back to the body, that I would I do a big loop. I loop back towards the bluffs and walk along the bluffs.
Okay.
A little towards Redport. I mean, you can, I don't know, roll opposed intelligence checks or something to see how well I guess where they would, see where they were running to, guess where they would come, where the reinforcements or the help.
Right. I mean, you just see the kid going over some hills. He must be going in as straight a line as possible. They're probably just going to do beelines back and forth, unless there's some sort of cunning battle master guy who would be running the little pisshole village he's heading towards. But it's pretty non-threatening. You make it back to the bluffs, where you see 2 men riding on horseback down this little trail that leads along the side of the bluff.
Towards me, or
in your direction?
From the east or from the west?
From the east.
So from Redport.
Yes.
How far off are they? Do I think that they've spotted me?
They're a few hundred yards. There's not much else around here. They've probably spotted you, but they've made no signs to hail you.
I am going to hide. I don't even think I'll say anything to the elf. I'm just going to leave her to figure out her own shit, and I'm going to just dash into a bush or behind a rock and attempt to hide in shadows. My hide in shadows is absolute rubbish. Never mind. With 5% chance, but roll on the off chance.
Well, I mean, you can still hide in the bush anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, it has been rolled.
I need to up that hide in shadows. I prepare a crossbow bolt and think of my prepared prayers to.
So you're hiding in bushes on top of the bluff, right? You haven't dropped below the bluff.
I go to the closest hiding spot that I can find. Okay. Maybe even off the path. So I'm gonna do. Are these riders armored?
It's a couple hundred yards out. Give me a perception check.
Yeah, just a sec. Perception check. think my perception's 11. Yes, 11. So 23.
23 is good. You can see sunlight glinting off of spears that they have strapped to the side of their horses. And that's about it. Doesn't look like they have metal armor on.
Okay. I am going to. I'm gonna cast a spell. Call upon faith. The round before they'll get within 60 feet of me. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So I'll pray to Verasi. I'll. I don't know. I'll massage the bolt with my holy symbol, and pray to Verasi to guide this quarrel home. And then when they get within 60 feet, I'm gonna take 60 yards. I'll take my first shot.
Okay. The horses continue along the way. You have a semi-decent view of them. You're just like peering through some like little leaves on some small brush.
Yeah. Where is the elf throughout all of this? Like, does she stay out in the open?
Where do you put her? I mean, she follows your.
So I saw the riders and hid into a bush.
Then she just kind of stood there looking at you for a moment until you gave her direction.
I ignored her. I set up.
Well, they're a few hundred yards out, so you've got plenty of time to set up. But she's just kind of standing there, looking.
I was more letting her do her thing and seeing where she.
Okay.
I mean, she ain't my henchman. You're in control of her still.
Okay.
I'm sort of trying to feel out her demeanor.
You hide in the bush, and she kind of looks at you, looks back at the riders, and then turns and
at this point I'm
jogs down the trail.
Muttering to Verasi and brushing my crossbow bolt with a severed hand. And
she starts jogging down the road towards the west, towards the west,
away from the riders.
Away from the riders.
Interesting. All right. So I want to ready an action to shoot the whichever one of the riders looks the most imposing.
Okay. When they get within 60 yards, give me another perception check. Now you're hiding behind a bush, so give me it at -2 while you're trying to like get a good, vision of these people.
24.
Better. All right, you can see that. Go ahead.
I was going to say I'm going to shoot and then run, like perpendicular to the trail, so that I'll shoot when they're within 60 yards and then try. Well, we'll see. All right.
It looks like they have studded leather armor on, and there's also a shield hanging on the other side of their horse.
All right. Are they like prepared for a charge?
No, they do not have weapons in hand. They are just riding.
Or shield in hand?
Nope, nothing in hand. Okay. They're just riding on their horses.
Okay.
You pop out when they're within 60 yards. You have surprise, so +4 to hit, and a free round of combat.
Oh dear God, the poor chumps. So that's a total of +8 to hit. Between surprise, back attack, call upon faith, and my dex. 16 will do it. Not the crit I was hoping for, but.
Yeah. What back attack did you say?
Or you said +4 to hit.
Yeah, surprise. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So +4, +3, +1.
You pop out. You peg the guy square in the chest. Give me a damage roll.
Yeah. Yikes. Ping!
That is not enough to kill him.
All right, I'm going to run, sort of, try and get some evasive cover and plan to...
Well, hold on. The horse, the guy screams in pain as the quarrel slams into his shoulder.
Yeah.
The horse underneath him whinnies as he pulls back on the reins and rears up. The guy needs to make a horseback riding proficiency check, which he passes with flying colors. Mm-hmm. The two of them start screaming and shouting. They reach for their spears. You speak common, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're shouting about ambush, surprise, get him! Mm-hmm. And we roll initiative.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get as much cover as I can. So whether that's the bush that I'm in or dive behind a rock within my movement range, that same ambush round. So I'm expecting them to retaliate with spears. So at the end of the round before initiative,
so you pop up, take a shot, drop bach down into the same bush, which provides nice cover, and roll me an initiative.
Yeah. Let's do You know what? All right. There's 60 yards. I can move 90 yards in a round, right?
You can. You can only move
I
45 yards in that round.
Okay. Can I? Oh, okay.
But give me an initiative roll.
Yeah, I'm trying to think my action before I roll initiative. So I want to cast Cause Fear, but the range is only 10 yards. So it seems like I can't. Okay, I'll do another bolt.
Okay.
Eight.
Not bad. You go first. Yes.
Do I still have a flank or anything like that?
No. No flank. It's dead on at this point.
Shit.
You loose another quarrel. It hisses through the air. The wounded rider turns about and gallops back towards Redport Keep. The non-wounded rider comes at you, spear and shield drawn, and skewers you. What's your armor class?
Been with the bush. My armor class is 14. I should have +2 or something.
You
for
should
cover,
get some
maybe.
sort of cover. Yeah.
He probably gets +1 for high ground.
I think you're just taking it from a critical to a normal hit, though.
Yikes.
Yeah, natural
Cover,
19.
does cover work for... Cover should work for melee, like if I'm in a bush.
Yeah. So what you have is concealment.
Okay.
And you're what, like... He's got high ground from the horseback, so you're probably like 75% hidden by the bush to him. So that's
like
a -3 to hit, so
by.
his 19, 20 becomes a 17, which is still a hit.
But it only clears by 3. So
Right.
It's not a crit.
It is not a crit. Well done in keeping it from being a crit. You take 6 damage as the spear plunges into your abdomen.
Does he attempt to drive by, or does he like stop at the bush?
No, this is more of like a ride up to the bush and lean over and stab down at you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, right. So initiative.
Yes. I should actually mention that he is stabbing down over his shield arm side, so his shield is there to.
Which he has. He doesn't have a shield yet.
He does. I said he drew.
To put on a shield.
It's not strapped to his arm. Then it's just held in his hand.
All right.
Which could be knocked out in theory. Oh, there's only one of them left.
Okay. Initiative.
Yes.
I'm going to be casting Cause Fear on the horse. 4 as I... Yeah.
Succeed. You go first. Spears are slow.
So the horse gets a saving throw versus spell.
I think the horse just failed.
Okay, so it flees in panic at...
Wait, no. Horses have hit die 3, right?
Yeah. Modified by any wisdom. What's the wisdom of the horse? No, I guess you could just give it save as a 3rd level warrior.
Right. No, wait. This is actually a light horse. It is only 2 hit die. 2 hit die is a 17. No, the horse fails.
Okay.
No, it's a riding horse, not a light war horse. Okay, no, it passes.
All right,
There
GG.
The horse passes its save. The mounted warrior curses at you in common, swipes with his spear, and it slashes into your, I want to say, leather armor.
Yeah, or I dodge out of the way. I actually just have regular leather.
It cuts into your leather armor without causing any harm. He spits out in common, foul hobgoblin, this shall be the end of your life, as he rolls for initiative a second time.
What's the initiative modifier of my claw?
Magical device would be 3.
Okay. 7. Not going well.
Yeah, you got a 7. The
Yeah.
2 of you go at the same. Wait, no, spears are 6 or 7.
Oh wait, hold on a sec. I have a dex bonus to my initiative rolls,
Nice.
which we haven't figured out, but I guess it's just a +1
Yeah.
initial attack adjust, and it's not entirely clear what that applies to. Does it apply to chucking a a claw at him?
Sure. If you have to interact with a physical thing, then it will apply. Casting a spell, it wouldn't apply for, but, you know,
So is that enough to break the tie?
grabbing the thing and tossing it. Yeah, I just want to
Yeah,
double
so
check for my own edification.
It's not under Dex, but I think it might be under like time and movement or initiative or something.
Right. Spear is 6. Yeah, so he goes at 7, you go at 6. You hurl your claw at him. Is there any...
I command it to choke the fuck out of him.
Okay. Well, then attack as the claw, please.
The claw. Or D20, no bonus. I shouldn't. I don't get Dex on this, do I?
No. No, it's the claw's making its own attack. Flat D20.
So the claw clambers up at him, all over him. In response to whatever hobgoblin-y thing he had said to me, I say, "Cower before the might of Verasi." As this tiny skeletal claw scampers up his armor, but is unable to get a grip. And I'm trying to back away. I don't want to provoke an opportunity attack.
Okay. Let's... So you throw
Roll
this
for
claw at him.
distraction.
It lands on his shin, crawls up his body, and goes to like choke him around the throat. He drops his spear, grabs the claw.
It has AC 13. So I take that moment to withdraw a little bit.
He does not grab the claw. He punches himself in the face in attempting to grab the claw. So he kind of like reaches up, hits himself, tries to get a grip on the claw, ends up like just scratching at his own throat and can't quite pull it off, but he prevents the claw from, you know, strangling him.
Yeah. So
he drops his shield too, and now he's like tearing at it with both hands.
Yeah.
To no avail.
So the last command that I gave the claw was choke this man to death. And I think then I don't need to stay within the 15 feet of it.
Right.
It'll just keep choking this guy until one of them...
Until the man is dead.
Or the claw is dead.
Yes.
All right, so I back away from the now distracted man.
Roll me
initiative.
initiative. Please roll me initiative for your claw as well.
Yeah. I think they're both... I think it's a small creature, so it's 2.
Yes.
And dagger is speed 2, so speed
Yes.
1 with my dex.
Yes.
So mine, 10, and 8 for the claw. Sorry, that should
Okay.
Claw's at 8, I'm at 10.
You go first. Claw goes first, then you, then him. He has 11.
So I guess it's just going for his throat.
Yeah.
15. Is that... I think we should do a called shot throat. And do like -4 and then take the armored damage. I don't know how you want to handle it.
I think claw is actually size teeny, so it should have initiative 1, but that's
Okay.
neither here nor there. Sorry, I just got distracted. No, initiative 0 modifier for teeny. Wow.
Wow.
You know, the claws, if it's at the creature's throat, that's not really a called shot. The throat is the size of the creature.
Okay.
That's like saying if you're standing on the side of a dragon
Yeah.
and you're making a called shot at its side, it's not quite the same. Like if you're standing face to face with the dragon's head, I wouldn't ask you to make a called shot against its head. That's just what's before you.
All right. So then should I use unarmored damage against his bare throat, or does he have a...
Unarmored damage against his bare
What do you call
throat.
that thing?
Oh, I know this term.
Hauberk? Is that only one point of damage as it digs its bony nails.
The
It's
man,
only a small skeletal hand.
the man cries out and goes to grab the claw with both hands.
AC 13.
God, how can you not grab a claw that's choking you?
I mean, it's probably like I don't know.
You know,
Scamping
the
around.
claw
Or
has grappled with him.
it's
at this
yeah.
point. So he
I mean, I'm
grab
sure he
the
can
claw.
grab it, but he can't like.
Yeah,
can't
he can
dislodge
get a
it.
hold on it, but he can't dislodge with that attack roll. Why is this jerking around all over the place?
And
Oh,
I step back like whatever.
Mhm.
I am now. What's dagger range? I don't know. I'm like
10, 20, 30 yards.
All right, so I'm like 10 yards away, and I huck 2 daggers at him.
Please make those rolls.
The first, oh god. 4 points of damage. Maybe that's even...
4 points of damage is a kill.
Alright, so I don't even throw the second.
Well, it's an unconscious. And then the claw grabs it on him on the throat and continues to choke him until dead.
Yeah.
Unless you give it a
What is the
command to
horse?
stop.
So does he fall off the horse? Or
The horse hasn't really been doing too much. As the daggers hit him, he tumbles off the horse, and the horse just kind of snorts and paws at the ground.
I'm going to cautiously approach this horse and see how it reacts to me. I did attempt to send it cowering in fear using the Might of Verasi.
The
So I don't
horse
know if
overcame your willpower.
So does it just treat me like any normal humanoid and let me
It
approach?
kind of pulls its head back a little bit as you approach, and but it seems a little
I attempt
spooked,
to
and
commandeer the horse.
it kinda
Actually,
jitters
first,
away.
I cast a Cure Light Wounds on myself.
okay. It shies away from you a little bit. Heal 4. If you'd like to try and mount the horse or get within like petting range, you need to give me an opposed willpower check.
Okay.
Unless you have a horseback riding or an animal handling
I
proficiency.
have. Actually, I can't even ride a horse. I don't even have a riding proficiency.
Anyone can ride a horse. Riding proficiency
Oh,
allows you
no.
to do cool
Alright,
tricks.
so I think I spook the creature and don't even step close enough to it to touch it.
Yeah, you spook it, it moves a little bit away. You try and go at it again, it moves a little further away. You notice the man on the ground, his face is turning purple and blue now as the claw just squeezes down on his arteries and veins.
Okay. Does the horse have saddlebags on it?
It does. It has some basic saddlebags, not a lot of space.
I let the horse sort of keep its distance, and I approach the body. I call off my claw and return it to my neck.
You notice the cape that the rider is wearing, not a cloak, but the cape, has the symbol of Redport Keep on it. It's got the lighthouse keep emblazoned upon the back of it. And the armor has symbols of Redport as well. He looks like some sort of official horseback rider of kind for Redport Keep.
Oh yeah, I'm going to search his body.
You produce a couple of silver coins.
How many?
2 silver coins.
2.
Yes. He's got some...
Does he have any note or message or anything? Or do I
No notes, no messages. He's got some flint and steel.
Ooh, I take that flint and steel.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you are the fire starter.
Yeah, and I don't have flint and steel, or it burned up in the fire.
Does he have anything else that you would find interesting? No, nothing else. He appears to be just some sort of rider.
Okay. I would like it to be noted that there are probably like finger marks on his neck.
Yes.
Tiny skeletal finger marks.
Yes.
I was thinking
Ligature
about removing
marks?
his hand.
Yes.
Just thinking about I'm gonna toss that little girl's hand on the body, or like just set it on his throat or something like that.
Nice.
It's probably about the same size. My holy symbol is a small hand.
That's true.
This little girl's hand.
What do you do with your claw?
It's back on my neck.
Okay.
And I think I've removed the chain since it's semi-animate, so I like command it to just like gently grip me.
It's just
And I
like
probably-
constantly holding your throat lightly.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm in control of it.
Of course,
but
yeah,
I
it's
guess-
not going to hurt you, but that's how it stays on, is it just holds onto your throat.
Yeah, so I remove the chain, and I probably remove all the little wires that were linking the bones together initially. I mean, now it's magically animated, so like the finger bones are just like
They're just
held
there.
together by the
Yeah.
fabric of magic.
Interesting.
So it's probably a pretty badass looking necklace.
Okay. Cool. These things have been done.
All right. I shrug.
What do you do about the horse?
I growl at it and leave it be, and try and I run after the elf, realizing that she's probably
She's
hundreds of
gone. You have
yards
no idea. You can't even see her at this point.
All right, I sprint off in that direction.
Okay.
Actually sprinting. So I have decent con, so I will be running flat out and trying to close the distance. Actually, I might need him in a strength check to run.
Okay.
So I saw it sounded like she just ran along this hill, along this bluff path.
Right, but then you were involved in fighting for a couple of minutes and dealing with these claws, and then you look up and like, shit, my slave. And you look around and you don't see her anywhere. But you can run along the path along the side of the hill. Give me a perception check, please.
Yeah. 18. So when I don't see her, I proceed to start to shout.
You don't know her name.
Yeah. I think I just shout in common. Elf! It is safe to come out of hiding. Give her the benefit of the doubt. And jog along the bluffs looking and shouting, Elf!
How
Elf?
long do you want to go down the bluffs?
A couple of minutes.
Like just 2 minutes? 3 minutes? 10 minutes?
Let's do 3. And then probably the fourth minute of jogging along these bluffs is when I start to worry and turn around and
Okay.
rethink my situation. I'm like peeking over the bluff, peeking in bushes that I see that look obvious.
Peeking over the bluff, you see a set of footprints around minute 2 that just kind of start at one of the base of a kind of a more shallow slant to the bluff. There's just a set of footprints that go into the sand and down the beach. It's hard to tell if they're recent or not, but the tides haven't washed them away.
Do I see more? How often are the paths down to the beach?
There's no real path. It's always, you just kind of gotta like make your own. It's pretty easy to get up and down at this point, though.
Yeah, I'll go down the same way that the footprints went down. Continue to run. Why don't we look up jogging rules?
Sure.
Yeah. It's under time of movement, maybe. Jogging optional rule.
Yeah, that's not what we want. Just movement.
So I can automatically move at 180 yards per round, well, up to my Constitution score in minutes. So for 15 minutes, I'm moving at 180 yards around.
Okay, so you're jogging
And I
through
think
these
you
sands.
can increase that pace with strength checks, but I'm not going to bother.
Sure. So you jog along the beach, and you see the cave coming up ahead pretty quick.
Okay.
As you walk along the beach, you see the girl inside the cave, near the back.
She managed to avoid the spike pit.
She seems to.
All right. I slow down as I approach the cave and give her a sinister smile.
Okay. She looks out at you, eyes big.
I say, "It is safe to come out."
She nods and walks out, carefully stepping around the corner to avoid the pit.
Yeah. I sort of look her up and down, sizing her up, and give her the benefit of the doubt, and say, "Good thinking. Quite a hiding spot."
I was really hoping that you were going to forget about the pit that you made and walk up to her and fall in your own pit.
Come now.
Things have happened in the past. It's possible, mistakes get made. People forget things that they've just done. I would have forgotten.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I nod, and we head west now, away
Sure.
from Redport.
All right, well then let's take our first break right here, and we will come back in a few minutes with some more Dicing with Death. See you guys on the other side of our break. Bye-bye.